I've been sitting here for a while trying to find the words to express or to say in this video, and the only words that comes to mind is the words, I was there. I was there in 2013 playing The Last of Us Factions, making YouTube videos. I was there when they remastered it, making it 60 frames per second. I was there at the PlayStation Experience in person at the panel talking about The Last of Us Factions, revealing animations and things of that sort. I was there when they released The Last of Us Part 2, and they said that it didn't have factions and that they're working on a standalone experience. I was there in all the State of Plays. I was there at the Game Awards, the Summer Games Fest, and they didn't have any news for The Last of Us Factions. I was there when Neil Druckmann walked on stage with Jeff Keighley saying that they are working on a Last of Us standalone, and they showed us a concept art. I was there when I walked out on the Kind of Funny Games Daily and asked, factions win? I was there in the countless shows and the countless interviews talking about The Last of Us Factions as being one of the greatest multiplayers of all time. I was there going into the dog kennel, into the Naughty Dog studios themselves, streaming Last of Us Factions with developers, asking questions with my own MacBook, side table, my 2 microphones. I was there when they officially canceled The Last of Us online mode. In a note that they said that, well, they constantly kept saying, it's something that's going to be worth the wait, and it's going to be something that you've never experienced before. And it turns out we never will experience whatever they had. For me, The Last of Us Factions, I've always said this before multiple times, I owe everything to that game. I owe everything to Factions. My career, my love for the video game industry, for what I am today. I would not be here without The Last of Us Factions. And many of us know how great that multiplayer is. Knowing that it was a mode that they put together almost last minute, where they pivoted from a horde mode into a PvP mode out of nowhere. A cult classic, you would call it. 10 years to this day, people are still playing The Last of Us Factions. And we waited and we waited and we waited and we waited. We waited for The Last of Us Factions 2. I guess what I really wanted to make this video was to show that for the people that are saying that, you know, Naughty Dog should focus on the single player experiences, it's what they're known for. It's what they call their heritage, I believe, in the note. That is true. And I don't want anything to slow down Naughty Dog. If they feel that The Last of Us online mode was going to be a detriment to their studio, I understand that decision. But I'm making this video to let the people know that The Last of Us Factions is and will go down as the greatest multiplayer of all time. Despite all its obstacles, there's nothing out there in today's market that can capture the thrill and the fun that The Last of Us Faction has. And I feel that that is the greatest disappointment in the news, is in a world, in an industry so factuated with games as a live service, where people are trying to mimic other people's successes. There was an opportunity to stand out above the crowd. I know that's a goofy lyric. There was an opportunity to show that traditional multiplayers can still have a space in this industry. And Naughty Dog had that capability. And I will also say this, Naughty Dog, for the limited amount of, I guess, games, for the limited amount of everything, is one of the greatest multiplayer studios in the world of all time. All the way from Uncharted 2, Uncharted 3, Uncharted 4, and The Last of Us Factions. People will always look at it and say it's just a tacked on multiplayer. But you are so wrong in that. And the people that know, they know. And I guess, where do we go from here? What happens now? Is this the end? Is this truly The Last of Us? And you may be thinking, why am I so dramatic about this? For something that's been festering for 10 years, to end this way is completely unexpected. From the great success of The Last of Us HBO show, from the huge momentum of Last of Us Part 2, and right around the corner, Last of Us Part 2 Remastered. And to see it end with a tweet, with a post. And I know the people that are working on that mode and the people that have worked on that mode, and you're seeing the tweets now, everyone's saying it's one of the coolest things that they've ever played. And I know it's good. And I know it could do great things. Because the core is there and the mechanics is there. The maps are there. The immersiveness is there. The studio is there. It's like all the ingredients of a phenomenal, unforgettable multiplayer experience is there. And we're never going to get it. It feels, as someone who's been the unofficial, I guess, torchbearer for the Last of Us Factions community, I don't know, man. I'm just hoping that Naughty Dog realizes that, dude, you're Naughty Dog, man. You can make it happen. Numbers, forecast, risk. I just know that, is it naive to say, just make Factions 2? Take those encounters that you have in No Return mode and put 4v4 players on it? Is it just that naive to see the success of God of War Valhalla? Of seeing that success, seeing the success of Ghost of Tsushima Legends mode, seeing the success of No Return mode, that it's not a worthy try, to fail, to blunder. At least fail trying. And I know you have been trying for years and years, but put it in our hands. I tweeted this out. I tweeted a GIF out, actually, of Jon Snow and saying his watch has ended. And has my watch ended believing in The Last of Us? I opened up this video saying I was there. And I guess you could say, you could add that I was there at the end, too. It's over. I hope this video's goal at the end of the day is for the people to see that we care. There was a community that cared, that truly cared about your game, that truly cared about your community, that truly cared about the success of the multiplayer. And I know this decision wasn't easy, and I know it was made for the greater good. But we were there. We were there. We were there. All those years, since 2013, we were there. Thank you.